China is home to some of the most unbelievable bridges and underwater tunnels ever built on Earth. Across stormy seas, violent river currents, deep shipping channels, and unstable seabeds, these colossal structures do far more than connect cities. They challenge nature itself. From the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macao Bridge, stretching across the unpredictable Pearl River Estuary, to the steel giants rising above the Yangtze River, every project tells a story of ambition, pushed to its absolute limit. Cars move above the waves. Trains thunder across massive double-deck bridges. Hidden tunnels dive silently beneath the ocean floor, where pressure, darkness, and danger surround every meter of concrete. And throughout this journey, we will understand more clearly how China stands before the fierce challenges of nature and turns oceans, storms, and deep rivers into roads that once seemed impossible. Slicing directly through the bustling Pearl River Estuary, the Shenzhen-Zhongshan Link represents a masterful fusion of aerial and subterranean transit. Fully opened in June 2024, this 14.9-mile mega-passage forces vehicles into a relentless sprint across a sophisticated network of sweeping bridges, twin artificial islands, and a massive underwater tunnel. To conquer the severe maritime environment, engineers designed a revolutionary underwater interchange, handling intense traffic flow, violent coastal storms, and commercial aviation limits. The staggering 8-lane highway allows drivers to glide smoothly at 62 miles per hour, totally detached from the crushing weight of the ocean above and the powerful currents below. This colossal undertaking completely revolutionized regional logistics, cutting an agonizing 2-hour detour into a seamless 30-minute commute between the high-tech hub of Shenzhen and the manufacturing center of Zhoushan. It stands as an enduring corridor of human ambition, a mechanical crown stretched across the dark water that aggressively reshapes the economic landscape and defies the traditional limits of coastal infrastructure. Spanning the unpredictable waters of the Pearl River Estuary, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macao Bridge stands as a colossal monument to maritime engineering. Opened in October 2018, this staggering 34.2-mile corridor seamlessly links the three vital territories through an unprecedented combination of sweeping bridges, massive artificial islands, and a deep, immersed tunnel. Constructing the world's longest sea crossing forced engineers to battle severe typhoons, complex marine geology, and heavily congested shipping lanes, demanding absolute structural precision. This mechanical marvel completely redefined the geographic flow of the Greater Bay Area, slashing an exhausting coastal journey into a swift 40-minute sprint between the cities. It is not merely a transport artery. It is a permanent steel and concrete lifeline, driving the rapid integration of the region. As millions of vehicles glide effortlessly above and below the turbulent waves, the structure remains a breathtaking display of architectural dominance, proving that human ingenuity can bridge even the most expansive and hostile marine environments. Dominating the turbulent, tide-swept expanse of the eastern coast, the Hangzhou Bay Bridge is an awe-inspiring triumph of deep-water engineering. Completed in May 2008, this staggering 22.4-mile maritime corridor directly links Jiaozhou and Ningbo, completely bypassing a grueling coastal detour. Erecting a colossal cable-stayed structure across one of the world's most aggressive tidal zones forced engineers to battle volatile marine winds, extreme corrosive salt, and treacherous seabed foundations. The bridge features an unyielding design intended to withstand the punishing ocean environment for a century, providing 6 lanes of high-speed transit at 62 miles per hour. Notably, this mechanical marvel broke new ground in funding, with private investors heavily backing the monumental public infrastructure. Slashing the journey from Shanghai to the vital port of Ningbo by a massive 74.6 miles, it permanently altered the logistics of the Yangtze River Delta. Driving across this sprawling steel and concrete ribbon feels like a cinematic flight over an endless sea. The Hangzhou Bay Bridge remains a raw display of architectural audacity, proving that extreme oceanic forces can be tamed by sheer mechanical persistence to forge a vital economic lifeline. Hovering powerfully over the expansive waters of eastern Shandong, the Qingdao Jiaozhou Bay Bridge stands as a permanent steel and concrete fortress against the ocean. Opened in June 2011, this colossal 22.67-mile maritime structure elegantly weaves together the urban core of Qingdao with the industrial hubs of Huangdao and Hongdao. Constructing a sprawling viaduct of this magnitude forced heavy construction crews to battle severe coastal winds, complex mud foundations, and highly corrosive salt water. The sweeping spans drastically reconfigured the city's geographical limits, transforming a disconnected coastal region into a unified, high-speed economic zone. Instead of relying on slow, weather-dependent ferries or an agonizing drive around the bay, vehicles now glide effortlessly over the crashing waves. This structural giant entirely redefined regional transit, driving a massive logistics surge across the sprawling port metropolis. As daylight fades, the monumental pylons and sprawling decks cast a striking silhouette against the turbulent sea. The Qingdao-Jiaozhou Bay Bridge is an unyielding testament to structural endurance, an immense transport machine that effortlessly floats over the unpredictable marine environment to forge an enduring urban network. Plunging deep beneath the shipping lanes of eastern China, the Qingdao-Jiaozhou Bay Tunnel is a staggering feat of subterranean and submarine survival. Fully operational since June 2011, this 4.85-mile enclosed corridor provides an invincible, all-weather link between the bustling heart of Qingdao and the expanding West Coast new area of Huangdao. To carve a massive highway straight through the solid bedrock of the seafloor, engineers deployed relentless rock drilling methods, battling extreme water pressure and the terrifying threat of sudden marine inundations. Operating silently beneath the turbulent ocean, the tunnel functions as the second critical layer of the city's bay crossing system, entirely immune to the violent typhoons and freezing coastal storms that batter the surface. This invisible fortress of modern transit fundamentally shifted the coastal economy, turning a heavily divided port city into a seamless, multi-centered metropolis. It is a raw, concrete vault of extreme engineering, totally detached from the marine chaos above. Boring deeply beneath the volatile waters of the southeastern coast, the Xiamen-Shang'an undersea tunnel is a masterclass in extreme subterranean engineering. Unveiled in April 2010 as the first underwater highway tunnel on the Chinese mainland, this 540-mile dual-tube corridor completely redefines urban connectivity. The massive excavation forced workers to push 230 feet beneath the sea level, plunging straight into a terrifying battle against fully weathered strata, water-rich sand layers, and deep geological troughs. The completed 3.76-mile underwater segment slashes the commute time between the island and the mainland by a staggering 82 minutes, functioning flawlessly, regardless of the violent coastal storms raging on the surface. The Xiang'an Tunnel is a quiet, mechanical vault where raw architectural ambition shatters a permanent marine barrier, pushing the island metropolis firmly into an era of advanced, weatherproof transit. stretching into the endless, gray horizon of the East China Sea. The Donghai Bridge is a breathtaking monument to offshore structural endurance. Fully operational in December 2005, this colossal 20.2-mile maritime corridor serves as the vital umbilical cord, linking the mainland of Shanghai with the isolated, deep-water Yangshan port. As the nation's first true offshore bridge, it forced engineers to construct a massive, elevated highway entirely exposed to the brutal, open ocean elements. Battling fierce maritime winds, aggressive saltwater corrosion, and towering waves, the construction demanded deep, unyielding concrete foundations driven straight into the unpredictable seabed. The staggering length of the structure handles a relentless, heavy load of massive cargo freighters grinding across its decks daily. Driving this sweeping viaduct feels like a cinematic flight over a hostile ocean, leaving the safety of the coast far behind. Without this unyielding steel and concrete lifeline, the global logistics dominance of the region would be impossible. The Donghai Bridge acts as a majestic steel crown over the waves, a terrifyingly beautiful display of mechanical audacity that completely conquered the isolating expanse of the deep sea. Spanning an intricate maze of scattered islands and deep watercourses, the Zhoushan Cross-Sea Bridge is a colossal mechanical network that permanently altered the geography of the eastern seaboard. Completed in December 2009, after a decade of grueling construction, this awe-inspiring triad of 5 towering bridges stretches for nearly 28.9 miles. The massive infrastructure completely eradicated the isolation of Zhoushan, a city composed of over 1,000 islands, replacing unpredictable and slow ferry crossings with a sweeping, high-altitude expressway. Erecting a continuous steel and concrete corridor of this scale forced engineers to overcome violent typhoons, complex marine geology, and the constant threat of commercial shipping collisions in the busy harbor. Today, millions of vehicles glide effortlessly over the dark, turbulent ocean, seamlessly integrating the island metropolis with the rapid economic pulse of Ningbo and the mainland. For drivers, navigating the soaring spans offers a breathtaking, cinematic flight across the sky, completely detached from the roaring currents below. The Zhoushan Cross-Sea Bridge stands as an enduring symbol of maritime conquest, proving that immense transport machines can tame the most formidable archipelagos on Earth. Suspended violently above the notoriously turbulent waters of the Taiwan Strait, The Pingtan Strait Road Rail Bridge is an unprecedented triumph of heavy marine engineering. Fully operational in December 2020, this 10.15-mile megastructure stands as China's first dual-purpose cross-sea bridge, carrying a 6-lane highway on the upper deck and a high-speed railway on the lower level. Constructing a massive double-decked corridor in one of the world's most aggressive wind zones forced engineers to battle 29 savage typhoons during the building phase alone. The heavy steel trusses were meticulously engineered to absorb the crushing ocean waves and the violent gales that frequently batter the deeply sloped seabed. Vehicles and bullet trains now race across the ocean at speeds of 62 miles per hour and 124 miles per hour respectively, completely insulated from the severe marine weather. Slashing travel times to a mere 35 minutes, this infrastructure transformed Pingtan Island into a modern, high-speed economic gateway. The Pingtan Strait Bridge acts as an unyielding steel spine over the abyss, an awe-inspiring display of extreme architectural resilience that effortlessly masters the punishing forces of the sea. Dominating the expansive coastal horizon of Fujian Province, the Quanzhou Bay Bridge is a masterful intersection of extreme engineering and regional integration. Opened to high-speed traffic in May 2015, this monumental 16.6-mile corridor physically closed the loop on the city's Ring Expressway. At its heart lies a massive 7.74-mile sea-crossing structure, lifting an 8-lane highway high above the dark, swirling waters of the bay. Built to withstand the violent coastal typhoons and intense saltwater corrosion, the bridge forced engineers to pioneer advanced deep-water foundation techniques. Vehicles now race across the colossal deck at 62 miles per hour, completing the daunting marine crossing in a rapid 8-minute sprint. This mechanical marvel completely revolutionized the region's transit flow, turning a geographical obstacle into a high-altitude economic artery. Driving across the sweeping spans offers an unobstructed cinematic view of the ocean, seamlessly connecting the industrial hubs and historical trade zones of the maritime Silk Road. The Quanzhou Bay Bridge remains a raw, concrete and steel crown suspended over the sea, a vibrant symbol of maritime dominance and enduring structural power. Piercing the smog and steel of the Pearl River Estuary, the Nansha Bridge is an architectural giant that completely redefined the limits of long-span engineering. Opened to heavy traffic in April 2019, this colossal 8.01-mile maritime passage was specifically designed to relieve the crippling congestion of the region's transit network. The staggering undertaking required engineers to construct two massive suspension bridges simultaneously over aggressive shipping lanes. The Nizhou Waterway Bridge anchors the project with an unbelievable main span of 5,538 feet, supporting an incredibly wide 163-foot steel box girder. Erecting an 8-lane superhighway in an extreme coastal environment demanded advanced aerodynamic precision to endure violent typhoons and carry massive daily freight loads at 62 miles per hour. Slicing the travel time across the estuary down to a swift 15-minute flight, the bridge acts as a vital, high-speed vault that rapidly integrates the eastern and western halves of the Greater Bay Area. The Nansha Bridge is a terrifyingly beautiful display of mechanical ambition, a permanent steel lifeline that effortlessly floats over the unpredictable currents of southern China. Hovering powerfully over the historic gateway of the Pearl River, the Humen Bridge stands as a legendary milestone in the era of modern Chinese infrastructure. Officially opened in June 1997, this monumental 9.79-mile corridor shattered the absolute geographic divide between the booming eastern and western banks of the delta. Featuring a massive main span of 2,913 feet, it claimed the title of the nation's very first independently designed and constructed large-scale suspension bridge. Erecting a colossal steel structure across a heavily navigated waterway forced engineers to ensure a staggering 197-foot vertical clearance, allowing massive 100,000-ton freighters to sail unobstructed beneath the concrete deck. The bridge's completion eradicated the region's reliance on slow, chaotic ferry systems, turning an impassable marine barrier into a sweeping aerial expressway. For decades, it has endured extreme coastal typhoons and crippling traffic loads, driving the relentless industrial heartbeat of the southern manufacturing belt. The Humen Bridge is a raw, mechanical pioneer, an unyielding steel spine that forever altered the economic trajectory and logistics of the entire coastal region. Slicing directly through the shifting, sediment-rich waters of the nation's largest river estuary, the Shanghai Yangtze River Tunnel and Bridge is an audacious fusion of subterranean and aerial engineering. Unveiled in October 2009, This colossal 15.8-mile transit machine permanently erased the isolation of Chongming Island, the third largest island in the country. The journey begins with a massive 5.53-mile underwater tunnel plunging deep beneath the turbulent shipping lanes, forcing engineers to use gigantic shield machines to conquer the soft, unpredictable riverbed. Emerging into the light, the route transforms into a sprawling bridge that glides gracefully over the waves, offering drivers a cinematic sprint across the open water. This transition from a highly pressurized, enclosed tube to a breezy, elevated highway creates an exhilarating driving experience, slashing travel time from the urban core to the island down to a rapid 20 minutes. The project stands as a masterful display of overcoming extreme hydrological obstacles, a vital economic artery that actively defies the crushing weight of the mighty Yangtze.